Hi, everybody. Welcome to one of your training segments. And we do this one relatively early on in your process. It's designed to help you understand what you need to do on social media to get your business out there and to kind of create that buzz behind your real estate business. Now, whether you are new to real estate or whether you are making a switch, we're going to cover both of those. We're going to focus on Facebook. I understand that Instagram is a big part of, obviously, our world today. And so you should absolutely be doing the same things on Instagram. There are some things to consider, though, when you are creating your social media presence. First of all, you don't really have to pay much for anything, but you can, if you choose to, boost posts and things like that when you're starting out. It's completely up to you. I'm not going to say that you should, and I'm not going to say that you shouldn't in this, but let's dive right into this. I just want to share my screen here. And when we share the screen, we're going to go into Facebook to start out with. Now, I have a couple different web or Facebook pages. One of them is this one here. It's my podcast, Wisconsin Real Estate Today. And as a new agent, you should be not only listening to the podcast, which I would suggest you do, but also making sure that you're promoting it to your clients. Remember, when you're new to real estate, you want to kind of jump on the back of the brokerage and the broker owner, me, so that until you build your business, you can talk about how successful the team is, how successful, how successful the business is, and the story behind it. People love stories and they'll sell. All right, so I have my personal site, which is, me, obviously, and you should definitely have a Facebook page. If you don't have a Facebook page, it is the minimum that you have to really have in today's society. So I have had agents where they've come to the office and said, I don't really have a Facebook page. You have to be able to be found online, and Facebook is a big one. So here's a rule of thumb. You may want to write this down. About 80% of your personal page and your content should be personal, 20% business. So very simple. If you have 5 posts, one of them should have something to do with real estate. And it can be as simple as taking a selfie. Great day to be showing homes with a nice, McMansion in the background. The only thing you have to do is make sure that if it's a really cloudy or rainy day, you're not posting a photo when it's sunny out. So conversely, if you have a business page, 80% business, 20% personal. Remember, people want to work with people that they know, like, and trust. And people don't care about who you are until they know you care about them. So again, personal stuff, obviously family. You should have in your bio area that you are with RE/MAX Service First. So notice this is clickable. When I hover over this, it has the RE/MAX Service First page. So make sure that you link your bio to the actual website for the firm. So let me open that in a new tab here. We'll just let that open. You should talk about where you live. You should have your contact information there. You should have your education. And if you only went to high school, then you only went to high school. It's not a big deal. Then focus on certifications. So the business page that you'll be following, if you will, we've got over 1,000 followers. And this is where you're going to find that you can link articles and share them. So I think one of the questions we always get is, well, what do I post? Okay, there are so many different things you can do, including in ChatGPT, just create a project that said social media posts to boost my real estate business. Chelsea Pietz, Pietz, has a book called What to Post with like 218 days worth of posts that she's got spelled out in the middle of the book for lists. Your business should be you. Your business page should be you. So in other words, what you're going to say in your business page is John Gescheidmeyer - RE/MAX Service First. That way, you've identified the company. And by the way, if you ever leave the company, if you go somewhere else, you can just change it. It's not a big deal. But you should have the company name in there. You shouldn't do your realtor, John Gescheidmeyer. That just is, you're treating this like a business. The thing I'm getting at is branding here. When you're talking about branding your business, it should be consistent across all of your social media platforms. Today we're going to talk about Facebook, but we're also going to talk about LinkedIn, and we're going to talk about my Google business page. So we'll get to those in a second. Your branding has to be consistent. If you noticed, Remax is all capital letters. The slash is optional. You don't have to put a slash in there anymore. So, and by the way, you'll see on my screen here, notice that Remax service first. There's no slash after the E, right? It's not RE/max. Why? Facebook doesn't allow it. They don't like it, okay? So as you go through, make sure on your business page that you've got everything linked here. Now you will have your own website through Bold Trail and through Remax. It's just automatically created for you. And in another part of your training, you're going to learn how to personalize that and do some other things. But it's all going to be posted. You'll post everything here. Your email address, your phone number. Remember, you are the business. You don't necessarily have to be an LLC to create a business page in Facebook. Now, why do we recommend that you create a business page in Facebook? Because of right here. The Meta Business Suite is huge towards your business. So as you go through and you look at some of the things available to you, you can start to schedule things well in advance. Now, if I want to schedule a post on Halloween, which we absolutely will do, I have a virtual assistant that does this for me, but if you wanted to post something, you just hit create post and it'll bring up. Now my account, by the way, is also tied to our Instagram page. So you'll see in the upper left-hand corner here that it's posting to both. You can see the Facebook and the Instagram icon. You got to be careful with Instagram posts because they have to be square for any photos. So I like landscape pictures. I don't like videos that are portrait. I like landscape stuff. But I could go in here and I could post and I could just do whatever, and it gives you a preview of what you're going to post. And then if you want to add photos and whatever, it's all, but you could, the beauty of this is you can do it for 3 months. So you can't do that on a personal page because a lot of agents are like, well, why do I have to create a personal or a business page if I already have my personal page? Remember, it's totally different content. 80% of business will be posted on your business page with 20% going on there being personal. I said that wrong, but you understand what I'm talking about. So the idea is that you're taking everything that you have and putting it in the appropriate place. If I want to learn more about a person, I go to their personal Facebook page. If I want to learn more about their business, I go to their business Facebook page. So you can put this content out there for up to 3 months. Okay. I love it. I used to do all this before we grew to the point where I just don't have time to do it. It's not my job anymore, but that's what I'm paying somebody to do as well. So that's probably another story. You can navigate between all of your business pages right here. And like you said, I mean, like we said, you just can't go to your personal page because it'll take you out of the business side of things. A lot of advantages. So how do we learn more about the business side of Facebook pages? Just go to YouTube. There's tons of videos out there that you can find to help you personalize that page. I don't think you necessarily have to do a lot. But again, I mean, if I go back to my personal page, have a photo that's going to be eye-catching. Have a photo that shows that, hey, this guy's a family man. I have some things in common with him. Oh, look, he went to Whitewater, whatever it is. Those are talking points that people will like, and they'll connect with you on. The next thing you got to do is you got to get a lot of people to like you. Notice I have over 4,000 friends. A lot of these people I don't know, but I've connected with just about every Remax agent in the US. I've got a lot more to do. So how do we build that? Every day you go and you just explore, right? You can go to your friends. In my case, every day I try to go in and I try to post birthday messages. Here's some people that have connected with me. See, there's a Remaxer. I don't know who this guy is. We'll connect with them. We've got some mutual friends. So, but you can go and look at the suggested ones. I don't approve everybody, but just about everybody I do. And then of course you can go to your birthdays for your friends. Once you have a good amount of friends, then you can invite them to your business page. So we go back to the business page and we interact. Let's see, as Remax service first. Now I can invite friends to like my page. This is where you get people to start also following your business page. So, I don't know these people. I'm not going to go through and ask all these people. I could do it at a later time. But, if I wanted Aaron, he would now get an invite to follow Remax Service First. So that's probably all we need to do to get started on the Facebook page. Content is everywhere. You've got content available from the Greater Milwaukee Association of Realtors. Follow them on Facebook. National Association of Realtors. Follow them on Facebook. The WBA, the Wisconsin Builders Association. I'm a member of the Metropolitan Builders Association. There's content everywhere available to you. Plus, as you're going to find out in your resources, in your success workbook, your big Google spreadsheet, right, that you found this in, you will also be connecting on all the Remax collaboration sites. Now, you cannot do that from your business page. So you have to go to your personal page, and you're going to connect with, like I'm going to put Inspire, because I know it's going to pop up. Here's a great one with tons and tons and tons of content. Okay. So here you've got almost every and anything you need to post, right? So if I go to media, Halloween's coming up. There's, I'm sure, some stuff in here. National Taco Day. Here's, all of your stuff from months of the year to different holidays, even the obscure ones. They're kind of cool. So, but you're gonna ask to be invited to those groups, and you can't do that from a business page, like I said earlier. That's why on your personal page you have to be affiliated with Remax, otherwise they won't let you in this. And this is all gold, by the way. Occasionally, you should be also changing your image up here. You can take this image, go to Canva, personalize it with your photo and everything else. You can do a whole bunch of stuff there as well. That's for another time. All right, let's switch gears. The one that I haven't really talked about too much is LinkedIn. When I go and find somebody, I'll look them up on Facebook, but I really, if it's a professional or another professional, I will definitely look them up on LinkedIn. Why? Because I want to see who they are professionally. I don't post as much as I could on LinkedIn. That probably needs to change. I have a new episode that I have to put out there for my podcast, but you need to connect with a lot of people on LinkedIn. And I'm going to tell you one reason why. I like to connect with a lot of people on all the platforms, but I like LinkedIn because what I can do, and I do this every quarter, is I can download or export my contact list. Now, any professional that's on LinkedIn, right? Any professional would have their information on there, right? So if I looked at, and again, I'm not as savvy with this, so give me 1 second. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna look at my profile, and my contact information is in here. You have, some people like say, well, I don't like to, have my contact information out there. Well, this is how people do business. This is how businesses operate. They want their informational email out there. They want their phone number. How you do it is up to you. If there are some big security issues or something like that, or maybe you've had some problems in the past, talk to me about that. But for the most part, you've got to have your stuff out there. You're going to promote this too. All of your social stuff is going to go into your profile in Max Center, which will also feed to your profile in your Inside Real Estate Bold Trail website. So you can see I've got my stuff in here. LinkedIn is great. And if you're not sure how to export my LinkedIn contacts, type that in, and here's your step-by-step guide. So when you're ready, you just need to go in and look at it, and you get a copy of everybody. And you will have people that you can automatically upload through a mass upload into your Bold Trail contacts. It's a great way to start building a database of professionals, especially if you're a teacher, firefighter. Police officers aren't as active on social media because they just don't want to be stalked and people to be finding them, especially if you arrested somebody and it didn't go well, that type of stuff. Everybody loves firemen. For the most part, everybody loves teachers, nurses, and whatever. So that And if that's in your world and you're taking advantage of the Protect the Heroes program, that's a great one to do it. All right, last one is the My Business at Google. So what do? To get started, you've got to go in and you've got to start working up Google reviews. You've got to start your business. It can be a little bit tricky, okay? All you got to do is go to Google, how to start a My Business profile page. It all begins at mybusiness.google.com. What I love about Google is that no matter what it is that you're trying to do within Google, it's before the google.com, email.google.com, mail.google.com, sheets.google.com. It's all right there. You have to be able to do a couple things here. You have to be able to have a good profile. And if you need help with this, just ask ChatGPT. You have to have a website that people can tie to. You have to have, like I said, here's some LinkedIn stuff. We have a LinkedIn profile page, an Instagram profile page for the business. Same with Facebook, right? Got our location, service areas. You get to select those, and then hours. Google actually called us this morning of this recording, and they, through AI, asked if our hours were up to date. We used to put 9 to 3 on Saturday, but we don't have a physical office open, so we're just putting that we're closed. If there's a way to do it by appointment, that's obviously the best. So you're going to do some accessibility things and some services, and you've got that. Reviews. You need to ask people for reviews, even if they've never worked with you. It's okay. You got to start building up those Google reviews. Ask your people closest to you to talk about your character, talk about your dedication. Eventually, after closings, you'll want to ask every single client if they could do a 5-star review for you. It's super important that you do those things. Posts. You do need to post regularly. If Google's going to notice you and you're going to come up in the rankings just organically, you got to post the things. And it can be, ever thought about building a home, and you take a picture when you're passing a home under construction, and you just say a couple of things about that. I try to do this every day. Sometimes I forget. It just is what it is. And then products. We recently started to understand how important it is to put products out there. We're not selling necessarily widgets, right? But when we have a sold property or a new listing, and I think we're going to expand this maybe to open houses as well, Google wants to see that you've got some activity in here, okay? So I've already added some of these things. Now my AI my VA needs to do more. You can ask for reviews right from here. You can make a copy of this QR code. You can copy this link. And when a person, let me just bring up an incognito window here so you can see what it looks like. When they go to this link, this is what's going to come up. They're going to ask you to sign in and then give a review. So that you'll definitely want to do on your own. The bottom line is, it doesn't take a lot to start your social media presence. So I would recommend that you follow these steps to get started. If it were me, you would have a personal Facebook page, a professional or business Facebook page. You would have a LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn is just LinkedIn. You don't have to have both. You can have a business page that's dedicated on LinkedIn to your business. I don't think you need to do that. And then Instagram. A lot of people like TikTok as well. I think the application for real estate is a little bit different. It's not something I use. So, but I think that you can start to really get your business out there, but you have to post. And I know this goes without saying, but video is king. So I'm really bad at that. I've pledged to get better at it. We are starting to, because then the next thing you're going to want to do after all of this is done is start a YouTube channel as well. That's all I got for today, guys. Thanks for joining, and good luck.